When we were younger, many of us believed that caring deeply about everything was a sign of being responsible, thoughtful, and successful. We chased approval, worried about appearances, managed endless obligations, and stressed over making all the right choices. But as the years pass, something extraordinary begins to happen. We realize that caring less about certain things doesn't make us selfish or lazy. It makes us free. In fact, learning to care less about things that don't truly matter is one of the greatest gifts of aging. It's not about becoming indifferent or cold. It's about becoming wise. Today, let's explore a new way to live. One where you worry less, stress less, and finally breathe more. Welcome to the beautiful journey of growing older and caring less. From an early age, society teaches us that good people are the ones who care deeply about everything. Care about your grades. Care about what your neighbors think. Care about your image, your success, your reputation. This belief system serves a purpose when we are young. It pushes us to build careers, nurture families, and strive for achievement. But somewhere along the line, it becomes too heavy. It becomes exhausting. The truth is, caring about everything is a recipe for burnout, not happiness. Not everything deserves your emotional energy. In fact, many of the things we spent decades stressing over, status, opinions, competition, never truly mattered. Growing older gives us the perspective to see this clearly and to step away from that endless treadmill. The secret isn't to stop caring about everything. The secret is to become highly selective. You care deeply about the right things, about your health, about your closest relationships, about your passions, about the impact you leave behind. But you stop caring about impressing acquaintances, winning every argument, keeping up with meaningless trends, pleasing everyone around you. You realize that your energy is precious. Why waste it on battles that don't matter? By choosing your battles wisely, you create a life that feels lighter, freer, and far more joyful. One of the most liberating parts of growing older is realizing that people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you feared. Most people are busy worrying about themselves, just like you were. All those sleepless nights spent wondering, what will they think if I fail? Will they notice if I look foolish? As it turns out, they probably weren't even paying attention. And even if they were, their judgment doesn't define your worth. Letting go of the fear of judgment is like removing a 100-pound backpack you didn't realize you were carrying. You stand taller. You breathe easier. You finally get to live for yourself, not for their approval. When you're young, life feels like a race. To succeed, to find love, to prove yourself. But as you grow older, you realize something powerful. There is no race. There never was. You start to appreciate the beauty of moving slower, savoring a quiet morning coffee without rushing to the next meeting, taking a long walk simply because it feels good, not because you're supposed to, reading a book for pleasure, not for productivity. Slowing down isn't laziness, it's wisdom. It's the understanding that life's greatest treasures are often found in the small, unhurried moments. Another incredible gift of aging, the willingness to walk away. When you're younger, you may cling to friendships or family ties simply because of history or obligation, even if those relationships drain you. But with time, you learn that peace is more valuable than proximity. You start to prioritize mutual respect, kindness, genuine care, and you stop tolerating manipulation, constant criticism, one-sided effort. Letting go isn't an act of cruelty. It's an act of self-respect. You honor the time you have left by surrounding yourself with people who nourish your spirit, not those who deplete it. Success in your 20s might have meant climbing the career ladder, buying the biggest house, or gaining recognition. Success after 50? It often looks very different. A morning without stress. A dinner surrounded by laughter and love. A peaceful mind and a healthy body. A life lived authentically according to your own values. Success isn't about what the world sees. It's about how you feel when you wake up each day. The older you get, the more you realize success is simple. It's peace, it's joy, it's freedom. No is one of the most powerful, freeing words in the English language. When you're young, you say yes too often. Yes to extra work. Yes to social obligations. Yes to things you don't even want to do just to avoid disappointing others. But as you grow older, you learn. Every yes is a promise of your time, your energy, your life. And time is too precious to spend on things that don't align with your values. You discover the magic of saying, no thank you. I can't commit to that right now. I'm choosing to prioritize my peace. And the world doesn't end when you do. In fact, your world gets better. You don't need 10 different vacations, a mansion, or a closet full of expensive clothes to be happy. You need a sunset that makes you smile, a conversation that warms your heart, a walk that clears your mind out, a quiet afternoon spent doing what you love. Happiness isn't hidden in more. It's found in less, but deeper, richer, more meaningful experiences. Growing older teaches you that simple pleasures are often the most profound. Perfection is exhausting and impossible. You spent decades trying to be the perfect parent, the perfect employee, the perfect friend, the perfect person. And now, with the wisdom of experience, you realize you were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be real. Mistakes happen. Flaws exist. Life is messy and beautiful because of it. When you stop chasing perfection, you open yourself up to real connection, real joy, and real peace. The greatest joy of growing older is giving yourself permission to be exactly who you are. No masks, no apologies, no bending yourself into shapes to please others. You finally live according to your values, following your heart, embracing your true nature. Living authentically doesn't mean you never make compromises or adjustments. It simply means you are no longer betraying yourself for the sake of appearances. And that authenticity attracts the right people, the right opportunities, and the right kind of happiness. Growing older is not a tragedy. It's a transformation. It's the shedding of unnecessary burdens, caring less about appearances and more about experiences, caring less about pleasing others and more about honoring yourself, caring less about control and more about flow. The new way to live isn't about giving up. It's about rising up into the truest, most peaceful, and most joyful version of yourself. So if you find yourself caring less with each passing year, embrace it. You're not becoming bitter. You're becoming wise, and in that wisdom lies the greatest freedom you will ever know.